Hello, Cherie Hanson here. I have just finished my practice of learning everything I can about energy, spiritual growth, physical health, taking action that serves the world and myself. I'm really just experience so much pleasure when I learn something new. It's kind of like, the scene in a game show when the whistle goes off and the confetti falls and the streamers and the balloons. And it's just like, oh, it's so happy. I'm so happy. And the thing that I heard yesterday and that really landed for me was how we get into a place where we are in paralysis, where we're stuck, where we're self-sabotaging, when we don't dare to dream. You don't dare to dream that. You'll never get it. And this teacher said something really interesting, and that was, your ego will block your action toward this manifestation of self, this glorious self that you are holding in your vision. Like, I can become this. And I think a lot of female athletes are teaching me. 9-8-year-old girls who see themselves as this powerhouse, and they believe so much in that vision that they go on to create it. Why do we become stuck or paralyzed? We become frozen in the ice, embracing the idea of weakness and victimhood and working indirectly through other people. It's like a 2-year-old asking the adults around you, can you reach that high shelf? Can you open the refrigerator door? Can you give me what it is I need? Because we have downloaded a vision of ourselves that is very weak. And I'm saying this for all people in Western civilization right now. I just saw a study that was being reported on by the former leader of New Zealand. They did a survey around the world and found that 61% of all of the people they surveyed in different countries and different cities were in a place where they were frightened. They were in a state of fear. They were in a state of high anxiety. And you know how that translated? Come on, you can guess. They had the urge to fight an enemy as a result of this feeling. So, if we're being manipulated by the outside world to believe that we're going to hell in handbaskets and grass-woven baskets and boats and planes and trains, then we have to get in on our own thoughts. It's our responsibility. So I was thinking about this. If I believed I was this, it would be easy for me to take action. And I look back at my life. I was a student. I was an intellectual. I read books. I read copiously, trying to learn about the world. And that took me into 9 years of university study. And then when I left university with my 3 degrees, I came to a place which I can only liken to having your boat run aground. I knew what kind of boat I was in. It was powerful, I don't know, a jet boat. It's just like, I can do this. And then it runs aground. And then I became the person of scarcity. I was in a bad marriage. I was working really hard to earn love. I was earning money for my husband so I could enable him to be weak, because, a weak man is never going to run away. As long as you cut the tendons, the slave won't run away. And so this was a period of scarcity. This was a period of just getting any job. Now, why did I do that when I had 3 degrees and a massive ability to go after goals? Because I was believing the story of the outside world. The economy is bad. You can't succeed. You have to settle. And then I stayed in a 16-year marriage, which was not helping me grow as a powerful person. It was not helping me trust myself. My focus was always outside myself. I liken it to being, in a leaking boat, and you're just bailing all the time. Oh, we're going under. Oh my God, I have to bail more. 6 part-time jobs, like this. And then I came to the place where I took any job to become a teacher up north. And now my identity was just shattered. I was no longer an intellectual. I was no longer a woman sacrificing herself so that her mate could be happy. I had 2 small children, and I have to support them. And so at this time, I got into a place where I was feverishly looking around for somebody else to be codependent to, because I knew how to do that. I was good. I could have taught PhDs in how to be codependent. And then I landed another mate that I was codependent to. And now I'm back into my comfort zone. Meanwhile, my other lifeline as an intellectual, as a writer, as an excellent writer who was publishing, had shut down. And so you get into a place where there's just heavy fog and you can't see your way forward. You don't know who you are. You don't see your own power. You don't see your own gifts. And you just kind of mumble through life. And so the next stage is moving down south and finding somebody else to be codependent to. Yay! If you're looking for a fix, it's everywhere. But at this time, I didn't understand that my ability to think and see things clearly and watch myself mindfully hadn't been developed. It hadn't been developed. I simply couldn't see. I was lost in this old pattern, in this old identity. So I taught for a number of years. And then when I was shut down by both cancer and rheumatoid arthritis, because my body was tired of taking care of other people. My body was tired of the fear and the codependency and reliving the energy of my childhood And it was just going, I can't do this. And I started to think, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself if I don't change. And then I came into the period of devoting myself to spiritual growth. I knew I was broken. I knew that I didn't understand myself. I knew that the wiring in my brain was haywired. Just not working. And so I began to devote my intellectual focus, my ability to learn, to the study of how do I work with my trauma, my brain, my experiences, my learning. Now I could say my failings, but that's not what it was. That it was learning. I was learning. Like, it's kind of like watching a wind-up toy just smack up into a wall. You know, like I wind it up again, it smacks into another wall. It's like, what's going on? You know, you have to find another way of being. And that's when I went to study with Gabor Mate, and I went to study with a Blackfoot medicine man, and I opened up to the fact that I was lost. I opened up to the fact that I didn't know how to learn life. I'd never had a teacher. I'd never had an example. I had never had someone who was wise enough to show me how you can transition into your higher self. I didn't know it. And so I went after it as a form of study. And so when you're in a place where you cannot get your ass in gear, I'd really like to do that, but no, I'll just eat some more and get together with a whole bunch of friends and talk about what a victim I am. And, that's I get the comfort then for failing to be who I'm meant to be. Oh, let's go after that. Oh, yeah, good. Now, the next stage in this growth, I've learned from my wise teachers, is isolation. You withdraw from the world. You sit with you sit with your body, you sit with your desires, you sit with your dreams. And then you work on building the neurological pathways for confidence in your higher self. This is who I'm meant to be. This is my strength. This is my path. And so yesterday, I came to understand that the paralysis, the not doing it, is a signal to you to look at how you see yourself. Do you want to be a filmmaker or a writer or a dancer? Then you have to make yourself into that. And that means the practice, that means the skills, that means the repetitive visualization, that means the affirmations. All of these things we need for support in a world that is so crazy, absolutely nutso. And pulling inside is the first thing you need to do. You need to sit with yourself. You need to interview yourself. And then you build up your neurological pathways. And next of all, once you become a dancer, you're not paralyzed. You're not stopped. You're not afraid of who you're meant to be. So that fell for me yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you. I get excited. I get really excited. It's an amazing path I've been on, which involved a lot of failing and bad decisions, but I just feel like I'm learning so much from this life. And I often say through the day, I am so grateful for this life. Please subscribe to the video. Please share the video with somebody who is wading knee deep through peat moss, mud, lava, whatever it is they're going through. And the focus for all of us is to go inside and build mindfully, in an expert way, who we want to become, because that will serve the earth. That will change everything. So I want to mention that I can do a psychic reading, I can do cards, I can help you draw up a contract with yourself once you get a clear vision about who you want to be, instead of suffering in the I can't be who I am bog. And do share if somebody you know is struggling. This might help them. Let's hope. I will say to you, as I always do, from my high heart, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you.